He's still stunned over Bartolo's home run. I know you're still...
Good evening and welcome to the May 9th, 2016 Hillsborough Township Board of Education meeting. I'd like to call the meeting to order. In accordance with the state sunshine law of New Jersey, adequate notice of this meeting of the Hillsborough Township Board of Education was provided on May 5th, 2016 to the Hillsborough Beacon and Courier News. May I have a roll call, please, Mr. Mahmood?
Surely. Ms. Bogoshevsky?
Here.
Ms. Santafonte?
Here.
Mr. Cohen? Mr. Cooper?
Here.
Mr. Dutta?
Here.
Mr. Gillette?
Here.
Mrs. Haas? Mrs. Haley? And Mr. Kint?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay. I'd like to read a motion to go into executive session, whereas the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231 of the laws of 1975 provides that a public body may exclude the public from that portion of a meeting of which the public body discusses certain matters for which confidentiality is required as permitted in Section 7B of the Act. Resolved by the Board of Education of the Township of Hillsborough and the County of Somerset and State of New Jersey as follows. A, the matter to be discussed is negotiations with the Hillsborough Education Association. B, the matter discussed in executive session will be disclosed to the public when the need for confidentiality no longer exists. I'd like to entertain a motion to go to executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Okay, we'll go into executive session. We'll be back at 7:30. Thank you.
You're good.
Okay, we're back from executive session. May I have a roll call, please, Mr. Mahmood?
Surely. Ms. Bogoshevsky?
Here.
Ms. Santafonte?
Here.
Mr. Cohen?
Here.
Mr. Cooper? Here. Mr. Dutta?
Here.
Mr. Gillette?
Here.
Mrs. Haas? Here. Mrs. Haley? And Mr. Kint?
Here.
We have a quorum.
We have quorum. If we can rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I love it when the kids are here. Okay, we have correspondence as is listed, and I'd like to just make a real comment real quick. So, last week was National Teacher Appreciation, and teachers play a critical role in educating and shaping our children. We entrust our children with the teachers, and they affect their lives on a daily basis. Most of the board members, myself included, have family members who are or were teachers. I'm sure each of us can remember many teachers who've had lasting positive impact on ourselves and our kids. And on behalf of the board, I would like to formally recognize and thank the Hillsborough Township School District's teachers and support staff for the excellent work they do. Thank you. Thank you. Now I'll hand it over to Dr. Schiff for the superintendent's report.
Thank you, Mr. Kinst. It's my pleasure to introduce our Spotlight on Students this evening. Each month we try to spend some time showcasing the great work that's going on throughout our district. And tonight we have Sunnymead as well as Triangle Elementary Schools here. And to get us started is the principal of Sunnymead School, Dr. Tammy Jenkins. Dr. Jenkins.
Good evening, everyone. It is my pleasure to introduce you to our Sunnymead and Triangle students who have a wonderful presentation for you. Tonight will be twice as sweet because we have collaborated, and I'm actually going to introduce Mrs. Kirk, who's the music teacher at Triangle School, and she's going to give you a little synopsis of this wonderful presentation. It's the best show in town tonight, so sit back, relax, and enjoy. Mrs. Kirk.
Good evening. I am too very thrilled to be here tonight to share something that's really dear and special to all of us, our kids. Something that's been around forever is music. And what an amazing way to connect with each other on a really emotional level. And especially nowadays that technology is so important. So thank you to my friend and my colleague, Amy Mealy, for putting together a presentation that tied in our Triangle kids and our Sunnymead kids, and what a wonderful way to tie it together between music. Our theme tonight is believing yourself, because it's important at all stages in life, especially our elementary kids. What you think about yourself as a learner, as a person, and as a friend, your self-image develops with every achievement and every setback you encounter. But believing in yourself is sometimes hard to do, which is why, as teachers of students, supporters of our students, cheerleaders of our students, we have to keep reminding them that you can do this, you will do this, and I believe in you, and every teacher and every parent and every friend believes in you also. Sunnymead and Triangle staff believe in our students. We know that they can do great things. Even if they don't always believe in themselves, sometimes it just takes one person who does.
Oh, that takes some,
We're having
I'm
some
lights.
problems.
Oh, you don't have the key?
I apologize. We're having some technical problems. Let's see if we can get it going. Is it on?
Is it lights, Craig, or is it the screen?
Well, she asked for lights, but it's mostly this.
This just needs a moment to warm up, and then we'll get going right away. Okay, we'll try it. Very impressive. Let's give one more big round of applause to our students from Triangle and Sunnymead School. I ask for a brief 5-minute recess from the board so that we can meet our student guests and let them scoot out to begin homework. Thank you.
You bet. Back in 5. Okay, we're going to get back to the meeting.
Right. I know. Good.
Yes. Okay, we're back from recess. Continuing on with the superintendent's report. Dr. Schiff.
Thank you. Twice a year, all school boards in New Jersey are required to receive a report on our our incidences of harassment, intimidation, and bullying. Tonight, Mr. Volpe is here to share with us our reporting period 1 information. So with that, I'll introduce Mr. Volpe.
Thank you. Yes, essentially by state code, every semester we have to report about the previous semester and how we did with violence, vandalism, as well as all HIB reports. So we're reporting now for the semester from September through December. And if you look on the screens, or if you look on the display, we had an unduplicated total count between September and December of 15 incidences of either violence and vandalism or harassment, intimidation, and bullying. As you go down, you can see the specific actions that were taken by staff members and administration in order to combat these things, and whether or not we had student victims and offenders and any other disciplinary action taken. So that's everything in totality. But the more interesting information that I think the board members tend to be interested in with all of our efforts in harassment, intimidation, and bullying have to do with how we're doing at each individual school. And the next sheet there will show you that in the report period from September 2015 through December of 2015, we had a grand total of 15 investigations. Investigations can be started by a parent, any community member, or a staff member. Those investigations moved forward and were taken through the entire process, and in the end we found 5 instances of harassment, intimidation, and bullying, to which consequences were applied. So I think overall our schools are doing a better job of educating parents as to what harassment, intimidation, and bullying is, as we're getting slightly less referrals, and we're doing a good job with our programs as we're getting less confirmed instances of harassment, intimidation, and bullying. As all board members know, just because something isn't found as harassment, intimidation, and bullying doesn't mean it's not something that could be a poor behavior or poor choice by a student, and consequences can therefore still be applied even if it is not harassment, intimidation, and bullying. And the definition is also listed on that page. Probably the most interesting information for you is on the third sheet. Dr. Schiff, if you could scroll down a little bit, and please excuse the one typo. If you find it, I'll give you extra credit. I used to be an English teacher. But what I have right there is I have the last 4 reporting periods for our harassment, intimidation, and bullying. At the top, we have investigations. And if you look back to between January and June of 2014, we had a high number of reported instances, and it has slowly dipped and remained constant over time. Again, we think that's in a large part due to the education that we're providing both parents and the community as to what harassment, intimidation, and bullying actually is. And then if you can scroll down just a little bit further there, Dr. Schiff, out of those investigations, you'll see how many we actually find that are harassment, intimidation, and bullying. Going back to January to June of 2014, where there were 7, and then we saw a slight increase, not statistically significant, the next reporting period to 8, and the last 2 and 5. So we aren't finding any necessarily discernible pattern as to spikes here or there, or for any particular reason why harassment, intimidation, or bullying is happening. And honestly, we think that's a good thing. That means we're applying our programs broadly so that we're not having as many problems or issues, and we're dealing with them as they arise. Again, in the fall, when we come back, I'll be reporting to you about all instances between January and June of this year as we start to wrap that up. So at this time, if any board members have any questions, I'd be more than happy to address them.
Do you have any questions from the board? Okay. Thanks. So we found the typo.
You found it, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
On road.
Thank you, Mr. Volpe. This evening, I'm pleased to be able to share with the board and the public some wonderful news from around the district. Last month, Hillsborough High School health and physical education teacher and strength and conditioning coordinator, Jim McFarland, received a special invitation to spend the day with one of Yale University's strength and conditioning coordinators and select athletic staff members to observe, share, and collaborate on long-term fitness and athletic development strategies. During the visit, Jim was able to observe strategies in place prior to sports practices. He also toured Yale's facility, meet with athletic department supervisors, faculty, sports staff members, and even guest coached during a team workout session at Yale Varsity's Strength and Conditioning Center. Congratulations to Jim on this exciting professional development opportunity. This week, as mentioned before by President Kinst, we observe Teacher Appreciation Week in our school. This is a week set aside to celebrate the amazing contributions that our teachers make in the lives of our students and families. Thank you to all of our Hillsborough teachers for doing this amazing work that they do each and every day to make our community a better place. Thank you also to all of the home and school associations, parents, and community members who helped us celebrate our teachers this past week. Thank you so much to our teachers. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Schiff. Okay, we have approval of the minutes?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Which one was that?
I don't know. Hold on, don't stay with me a second.
That was last week's.
It was, it doesn't say attachment 6. Let me just take a quick look. Hold on. Here we go. Attachment list, the regular minutes of 4/25/16.
Okay, these are the regular minutes for the April 25th meeting. So I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the minutes for the regular meeting on April 25th.
Yes.
So moved. Have a second?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Tina, something?
Okay. Motion passes. Thank you. All right. I don't think we have any committee reports, right? Okay. Now I'd like to open up the podium to the public. If we can, this could be on either new business or items on the action agenda. Public comment? Action or new business? Thanks.
Hi, Marissa Sladek, 681 Dover Court, Unit E. You guys all know me by now. I'm coming before you about an issue that I had, and I was advised by the state to discuss this with the school board. On March 29th, I met with Dr. Schiff regarding an issue with a staff member. I had to file an enforcement of mediation that came back from the state that the district had not followed through with the mediation. The mediation, by the way, was filed by the school board on my husband and myself, and the school district didn't follow through with the mediation agreement. So after multiple attempts to try to get the enforcement or to get the mediation to be followed through with, I filed an enforcement of mediation. I had proof that a particular staff member had not told the truth. I have multiple emails, multiple documentations proving that on numerous occasions there was a staff member who had not told the truth. And as a result, that's why I had filed the enforcement of mediation. It was actually something that I had multiple other proof of that they had not told the truth on other occasions as well. Within this meeting, I was told some difficult words to hear, that I was not collaborative, that I was a difficult parent to work with. And I know you guys might think that because I come here often to speak on behalf of special needs parents, but I'm the same person I have been for the past 7 years that I've had kids with IEPs. I've not used any other techniques. I'm the same person. I've done the same things, and I'm asking for one thing: an appropriate education for my children. And when I have staff members who don't tell the truth and who file mediations on us and then who ask us to file also, because actually we're going to another mediation this week for another child, I find that I'm not the difficult one to work with. And I'm asking for help. I'm asking, what does a board do when parents find staff members not telling the truth? What does a board do when higher administration comes to a parent and says, you're the difficult one, you need to stop being difficult? I'm asking for an appropriate education for my children. I'm asking it not only for my kids, but every kid in the district. I need help. Please help me.
Thank you, Mrs. Sladek. Okay, seeing no other public comment, we'll move to the action agenda. Dr. Schiff.
Thank you. I ask for the board's consideration of the following motions under the area of education: to approve travel and related expenses, field trip destinations, the family math and science sessions as listed, to abolish the policy 2425 physical education. This is going to be combined with a new policy 2422, and then approve regulations and policies for second reading. 2422, health and physical education. 2431, athletic competition and associated regulations with medical examination prior to participation on school-sponsored interscholastic or intramural team or squads. Policy 5310, health services policy 5330.01, administration of medical marijuana, and policy 5460, high school graduation.
Okay, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve items A1 through A5 of the action agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, roll call, please, Mr. Mahmood.
Surely. Ms. Bogoshevsky?
Yes.
Ms. Santafonte?
Yes.
Mr. Cohen?
Yes.
Mr. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Dutta?
Yes.
Mr. Gillette?
Yes.
Mrs. Haas?
Yes.
And Mr. Kent?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Motion passes. Dr. Schiff.
Thank you. I ask for the board's consideration of the following motions that I'm recommending under the area of human resources: to approve resignations as listed, to approve the retirements of Hillary Charney, who has been our Director of Guidance since May of 2007. Also, Maria DeLucia, Instructional Assistant at the Hillsborough Middle School, who has worked with us since October of 2000, and Linda Heffernan, School Nurse over at Triangle School, who has worked with us since September of 1990. And we thank all of them for their extraordinary experience and their leadership and all the gifts that they have given. And Maria DeLucia is actually in the back, and thank you very much for your service, Maria. Also approve the revised leaves of absences, the leaves of absences, and the appointments of a computer technician, substitutes, and approve the appointments of a school counselor, long-term substitute, and to pre-approve extra period coverage and extra coverage as listed, approve the 6-period coverage, and then the approval of non-tenured certificated staff members for first, second, third, and fourth year, as well as approve the non-tenured Hillsborough Principals and Supervisors Association staff. Also approve non-tenured unaffiliated administrators, approve group changes as listed, and approve the summer enrichment secretary position.
Okay, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve items B1 through B12.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Can I just say something? Can I say
discussion.
something regarding the motion in general? Can I make a comment?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. I just want to make a comment regarding the ones that you recognize as well, but I also wanted to add Steve Molinaro's name to thank him for his lengthy service to the community. We have a very active and large group of feeder programs that bring kids into a wrestling program, and very active parent, student community, and I just want to thank him. But
And for those of you who don't know, this is the varsity wrestling coach.
Wrestling coach, right.
Yes.
He's retiring from wrestling, not retiring from the school. And I just want to recognize him, and as well as echo what you said. It's a shame we're losing these people, especially the nurse. She's been around a long time. It's going to be tough to replace her.
Yep, absolutely.
I got to kiss up to the nurses over here. They told me.
Any other discussion?
I made that
for-
up. They didn't do that.
Thank you, Mr. Cohen. Any other discussion for items B1 through B12? Okay, roll call, please, Mr. Mahmood.
Surely. Ms. Bogoshevsky?
Yes.
Ms. Santafonte?
Yes.
Mr. Cohen?
Yes.
Mr. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Dutta?
Yes.
Mr. Gillette?
Yes.
Mrs. Haas?
Yes.
And Mr. Kent?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Continuing on, Dr. Schiff.
I ask for the board's consideration of the following motions that I'm recommending under the area of operations: to approve monthly financials, line item transfers, and to approve bylaws and policy as well as regulations for second reading. 0168, recording of board meetings. 5111, eligibility of resident/non-resident student. Policy 8462, reporting potentially missing or abused children. Regulation 8462, reporting, and that's the associated regulations there. Policy 8550, outstanding food service charges. And policy 8335, Family Education Rights and Privacy Act. Also approve C4, which is rescinding the award of the middle school paving contract that was done at our last board meeting, and approving a new vendor for that particular project. Also approve the resolution for participating in agreement with the Hunterdon ESC. And that's all I have.
Okay. I'd like to entertain a motion to approve items C1 through C5.
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Okay, discussion?
Should I go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Right, so at our last board meeting, we approved the contract for the middle school paving. We approved it with the assumption that what we thought was a minor defect in the bid from that vendor would be able to be rectified, that they can submit a certain paperwork for concerning their electrical subcontract, they can submit it after the fact. In further investigation by our attorneys, in consultation with them, they told us that, in fact, they couldn't submit that after the fact. That needed to be in the bid, so the bid had to be invalidated, and we were required to go to the second lowest bidder in this case. So tonight, that's why we, Steve, I know you're asking before, that's why we have to rescind the contract that we approved last time, and it's on tonight to approve the
next one.
it's all in the same resolution,
the same
to approve the vendor for this one.
The next,
The next lowest bidder.
Okay, thank you. All right, seeing no other questions, roll call, please, Mr. Mahmood.
Surely. Ms. Bogoshevsky?
Yes.
Ms. Santafonte?
Yes.
Mr. Cohen?
yes.
Mr. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Dutta?
Yes.
Mr. Gillette?
Yes.
Mrs. Haas?
Yes.
And Mr. Kins?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Motion passes. That ends the action agenda. I'd like to open it up now back to the public, and this could be on any items.
Maria DeLucia, 122 South Triangle Road. You didn't think you were going to get rid of me that easy, right?
I was hoping.
No, you were hoping.
My legs are crossed.
6 weeks, 7 weeks?
26 days. I'm up here this evening to, again, talk to you about some of the things that the teachers and staff do over and beyond what they do on a daily basis. And an event coming up this Friday evening at the high school. It's a HMS staff and student volleyball tournament that will be raising funds for the Wounded Warriors Project. And that's this Friday night at 7 p.m. at the high school, and the cost is $5 to get in. So please, if you have a few hours of your time, we'd love to see you. And at Auten Road, we have a teacher, Karen Matthews, by the way, is taking a group of fifth grade students and many of their parents on another day trip into New York City to the Metropolitan Museum of Art on Saturday, May 21st. And this is on her own time and on her own choice. So it's bringing, and she says it's to bring culture to our students and parents, as well as enjoy an enriching and educational day together in New York City. So just one of the more of the things that staff do. So, thank you.
Great. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Any items from the board?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that, I hate to follow Steve with this one, but I think this week is Nurses Appreciation Week. Last week we had Teacher Appreciation Week. This day is Nurses. I know we have some great school nurses in our district. My contact with them, when I got that phone call that my child is at the nurse or something, it's always been tremendous. I know it's these days the job isn't getting any easier, being a school nurse, and we have some very dedicated school nurses and a couple of great nurses sitting on my left over here too. So thank you, school nurses.
Thank you. Any other items? Okay. I'd like to entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? We're adjourned. Thank you.
Nowhere
See you
from
next time.
away. It happened that fast.